August Falcha. The Pikey podcast is back. Connor, how you doing?
Unreal now. Very fresh after the break now. Ready for road.
Yeah, I think we're in for a big one today, aren't we?
Oh, massive. Could be here all night.
Yeah, did you have a good Thanksgiving there?
Yeah, not bad. Yeah, went out for a bit of dinner, bit of turkey. Ate too much.
Yeah, have a little nap right after?
Yeah, couldn't drink.
No?
Stomach was actually sore now. I ate so much.
Oh, geez. Well, be a yank in no time. Jeez.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what you're going for there.
Yeah.
You had a nice nap on the couch watching the Bears afterwards.
Oh, yeah. Bears were good?
Oh, yeah, they were very good. They're looking well. Happy to be back here, though, now, because today was 75 degrees, which is 24 in old money.
Yeah.
And then in Chicago, the last night I was there, we had 10 inches of snow with 30-mile-an-hour winds. We had a full-on blizzard, so, out there shoveling snow with my father. It's like, I'm never coming back to, fuck
nice.
that. It's been lovely this week. Shorts, T-shirts.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah.
Good day for working today.
Yeah, and we've got We got hurling Saturday week.
Yeah, 5 sides.
And we won't need any tights or anything like that.
No tights.
We got some feedback on the tights.
Yeah.
And one man wanted to be named. He was so against your statements against tights, and that's Bean. Bean will stand by tights, so he'll put his name on it.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's fine. Like, you want to be soft about it, being like, wear your tights.
Yeah, right. If you want to be like that, fine.
Yeah.
But we're still going to poke fun.
Yeah. Tights out.
All right, we got a lot to cover today. Let's start with the Libertadores. So it's going to be a recurring theme here. There's a lot of things we've talked about on this podcast that have come to pass in the last, week and a half since we've been gone. So the last episode, the first leg had been played, and the second leg was on this past Saturday, allegedly. And it's just been a complete disaster. So there was the bus attack, so it got postponed the first day. Then the second day, was it Boca wouldn't play? Or they just agreed, the club presidents agreed mutually to not play the next day?
Yeah, it was just unsafe not to play. Then there was rumours going around that River had bought the referee out and the Boca just wouldn't play it, and it was just unsafe. So, the Boca bus got attacked the day before. One of the players got seriously injured, and he was still going to play. Moving it to the Bernabeu on the 9th of December.
Yeah, so they're moving it to Madrid.
Yeah, that's a bit of a... why Madrid?
Copa Conquistadores, then. Moving back to the colonial overmasters,
Jeez, if I was home in Ireland, I'd definitely go with it.
Yeah.
Be some crack. But, yeah, it's a strange one. They're on about moving it to Qatar as well, because the World Club Cup is on in December as well.
Right, the winner has to be on in the UAE 3 days later.
Yeah. There's previous with this, in a cup game before, Boca got thrown out of the tournament and River got awarded the game, so they were thinking that Boca should get the game because it was their turn to.
And that was only 3 years ago as well.
Yeah, that's all, yeah. They just hate each other. Absolutely hate each other.
Now, remind me, which one's the more middle-class club?
The more middle class is Boca.
Okay, yes.
And then the upper class is the River.
Is River, all right, yeah. I was down there, I went to a pub with a couple of my friends, and we were over at one of my mates' houses, while the delay was going on Saturday. We're like, fuck it, we're running out of beer here, so let's go down the pub, and two-room kind of thing, and one room was filled with Boca fans next to an Argentinian steakhouse in Chicago. Carefully, selected the bar on purpose because figured there'd be a good atmosphere in there. Oh, fucking damn near riot. Yeah. When that Partido Suspendido popped up on television. Just a complete farce. They can't have a cup final.
Every stereotype about South American football came into play there.
Yeah.
It's just dangerous to play the game.
The only thing missing was a military coup.
Yeah.
From that whole fucking scenario.
Saying it was the game too big to play.
Yeah. I like that. That's good. And so now they're going to be letting both sets of fans in Madrid.
Yeah.
Well, how many are going to be able to travel? Around Christmas time there, flying over to Spain, but...
You'd have a lot of Argentinians, a lot of, let's say, people of Argentinian descent in Spain.
Yeah, and Italy as well.
Italy as well. They were on about playing it in Genoa, actually, because there's a massive Argentinian population there, but yeah. They should have played it in Murphy.
Is that Pochettino's roots coming from Murphy, right?
Yeah. His son is playing with Spurs now, actually, as well. Bit of nepotism there.
Did you see Troy Parrott's goal for Tottenham Youth?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to him.
He's coming.
Yeah, don't tell anyone. Don't get too excited.
Today's episode of the podcast is brought to you by our good friends at Dan McInerney and Sons, Clare's leading store. Now through the end of the weekend, get auto diesel for €1.29 at the Dan's Fuel Yard, conveniently located on the Mill Road in the center of Venice. Remember, if Dan's don't have it, you don't need it. And I did the math back to American money and gallons there.
Yeah.
Fuel's pretty fucking expensive.
It is, yeah.
Over there,
I suppose we're in a hot spot here for fuel.
Yeah, it's true too, yeah. About 40-50 cents cheaper a gallon here than it is where I'm from, so.
Yeah, so just at home, lads, you're getting absolutely robbed.
Yeah. However, that is some deal.
Some deal, lads, yeah.
I saw fellas talking about driving to Clare from like Limerick and stuff to go get auto diesel. There's some good social media there for old Dan's.
People would drive 50 miles to save a cent on diesel. They would, like, they're outrageous.
So a lot's gone on since we were gone. A couple of managerial changes. Mick McCarthy in for Ireland. And I suppose I didn't mean it.
Yeah.
I was having a bit of a laugh.
You picked Mick, I picked Stephen Kenny, and we got both.
And Robbie Keane coming in as well, announcing his retirement. He's going to be joining the coaching setup, which I love. He's a winner, scores goals. He's the kind of flashy player Ireland don't have. Maybe he could teach some moves.
Bit of a character.
To, Michael Obafemi or something. And I don't think Robbie Keane, I haven't heard much ever about him being a bad guy to have around the dressing room either, so.
No, the former players loved him.
Yeah.
Just listen to Kenny Cunningham, Kevin Kilban, Gary Breen, they all said they absolutely loved Robbie Keane. They said he was a cheeky fucker, but they loved him. They loved him. I hope he just works with the strikers,
Right.
To see great positional awareness, great man, always on the move when the ball was in the box. Knew when to stand still, knew when to move, which is a fair skill in itself.
It's harder than it sounds, yeah.
Yeah, sometimes the best move you can make is not move at all.
Right.
And he did a bit of it.
That's my entire strategy, playing full forward in Gaelic football con.
1 and 2.
Statuesque.
And his trusted lieutenant there, Terry Connor, is in with Mick as well. And Stephen Kenny got the under-21 job, which is great because he'll be able to mould a new group of players from, we'll say under 17 to under 21 and get him going with the style of play he wants into 2 years' time.
Yeah, I thought that was a good idea, a good bit of foresight actually for once. And some commentary I was seeing was criticizing that, you're telling Mick straight away he's only going to be there for that. I'm not sure it's Mick. He's fine.
It's Mick.
Yeah.
If he does a good job, he'll get another good job after it.
Right. And he's had, a 6-month break there too. I'm sure he's recharged. And, it's not like the football's going to change. It's still going to be shit. But the players are pretty shit right now anyway. And now you've got 2 years to start building towards something else. And if you qualify for Euro 2020, happy days.
Yeah. And it's going to be hard not to qualify.
Yeah.
Because half the teams qualify.
Right.
For the European Championships.
Yeah.
And we'll have 3 or 4 games in Dublin.
Right.
As well. Yeah. And Mick is getting well paid. He's getting 1.2 million a year.
Twice what Joe Schmidt was getting.
Yeah. That's crazy money.
But at the same time, that's the going rate now for, a top flight manager.
At Ipswich.
There's no way he was on 1.2 million at Ipswich, but.
I'd say not even half that.
Yeah.
I would be surprised if it was. I think Chris Hughton was on like 300 or 400 grand.
Right, and he's the worst paid manager in the Premiership.
Yeah, but he signed a new one. He signed a new one recently, but that's what he was on the Championship. Yeah. So I'd say the tractor boys probably paid him in nuts or silage or something.
Yeah. Chris Hughton will manage Ireland one day. You got to feel like too at some point.
Yeah,
maybe 2026 World Cup or something like that.
Yeah, maybe the man after Stephen Kenny.
Yeah,
but he's going to be with Brighton for a while, I think.
I have a lot of time for Chris Hughton. Yeah, and they're going well enough, but they're not ahead of Newcastle, so I'm happy about that.
Just one thing on John Delaney.
Oh, absolutely.
The highest paid executive in the country, sports executive in the country, and the highest paid CEO or whatever in Europe, which is absolutely farcical considering he's done nothing with grassroots football.
Right. And no money's gone back. What was it? Every Irish club got, 5,000 euros from like some UEFA dole last year, and he's paying himself 300 grand. It's just absurd. Yeah, he's a criminal. And he's an American style. No bones about it. Shady ass businessman criminal.
Yeah, he's been brought up though in front of the government, and they're going to ask him questions. And
we'll see how tough those questions get.
Yeah. Most of those people wouldn't have a clue what's going on.
Yeah. Got to have the leg right for hurling next weekend.
Get that leg right.
Look.
Edge of the square job, I'd say.
Yeah. The fitness isn't what it used to be.
Yeah.
And it wasn't much to begin with.
And the head is getting good, though.
That's true. The wrists are getting better every time. So the one I wanted to talk about, another managerial change while we're on him, Saul Campbell finally got that managerial job he wanted. League 2, Macclesfield, he's going in there. What a dick. And he's gone in there and said, the club is getting one of the finest players in the world. Fuck it, you've been retired for 6-7 years, Saul. His ego is out of control.
He's demented, that fella. He's an absolute... Before he was saying that he wasn't getting jobs because he was black. It's nothing got to do with him being black. It's him got to do with being an absolute spoofer.
Right.
That's the problem there. He's an absolute head the ball. And he's not meant to be a very nice person either.
Doesn't seem like it, no.
Oh, was he at Newcastle?
Shit.
Yeah.
Been to Notts County, then he went back to Arsenal, and finished his career at Newcastle. He only played 7 times. And,
yeah.
He
was a good player.
To be fair, he had Stephen Taylor alongside him, so, it's only going to be so good.
Yeah.
But he was a great player, yeah.
He was a good player.
And a total Judas as well.
First big Bosman signing.
Yeah.
Spurs to Arsenal.
And I forget who they were saying that they were expecting some other players press conference that day. And old Saul came out as a big surprise.
It was a good signing in fairness.
Yeah. And at that time, he was one of the top defenders in the world.
He was world class.
Yeah. Champions League, not looking too great for Liverpool now, but Red Star got a big goal in the second half there. So they lost to Napoli 3-1. Liverpool lost 2-1 to PSG. So now they have to beat Napoli at home. Was it 1-0 or by 2 or more goals to advance?
Yeah. There's not a hope in hell that game is ending 1-0.
Right.
Not a hope in hell. Because Liverpool really now have to let the handbrake off and just go for it. Napoli are good. Make no mistakes about it. They'll score at Anfield.
And they weren't even at full strength the other day.
Yeah. They've been the best team in the group, and there's a good chance that they won't go through. Liverpool haven't done anything away from home.
Lost all their fixtures away, yeah?
Yeah, even to Red Star. I mean, Jesus, come on. They've got one shot on target, and that was a penalty.
Yeah, and there was the penalty.
Yeah, that you cannot play that midfield again of Ronaldo, Milner, and Henderson. You need to get Naby Keita in there, someone with a bit of dynamism. Gini didn't show up again.
No, Gini away from home, shock.
Verratti just ran the show. He's a brilliant.
He's a great player.
And he's a nasty piece of shit as well.
Yeah, he is.
Which I like.
A lot of that with the Italians.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, he's a brilliant football player.
Yeah.
I love Thiago Silva as well. Just a great defender and great in the ball. They look pumped.
They did.
After the final whistle, Gigi Buffon it was like he was back at Juventus. He was fist pumping the crowd. They'll take beating, but I think when the Champions League moves on, they could be found wanting for a bit of team spirit.
Did you see Harry Wilson with another great goal?
Yeah, brilliant goal. That's his trademark now, that goal.
Yeah.
I'd take him back.
With a left peg, yeah. Well, at least put some pressure on the midfield, too. I feel like some of those fellas are getting complacent there.
Yeah, can cover the wings as well.
And then you look at the league form, too, though. Liverpool 3, Watford 0. Sure, it's Watford. They're looking pretty shit, but the league form continues to be good at least, so.
It does, yeah. I'm just hoping, that he's not making them press as much because he's saving their legs for after Christmas or for the Christmas schedule because of the World Cup and everything like that. I think they're not covering as much mileage as they were last year. So I just hope he's saving the legs for a big push on. They'll have to because they won't win anything the way they're going.
Everton at the weekend.
Yeah, we haven't been beaten at Anfield by Everton since '99. So look, but sure that can always change, can't it? Everton aren't bad.
No, they're not too great either.
Yeah, they're in and out. They're not great away from home, and Marco Silva's record away from home is poor as well. So look, Liverpool should be winning that.
Right.
Yeah.
Should be 3 more points, yeah.
Big derby day, Sunday. 3 derbies all in one day. Fulham, Chelsea.
You've got to favour Chelsea in that. That might be a bloodbath.
Yeah, Ranieri going back to his team. So Chelsea were very poor last week against Tottenham. Jorginho got found out.
Oh, yes, he did. It looks like that might be the key to be stopping Chelsea, yeah.
What they should do is bring back Kante beside him as a double pivot and we'll say play Barkley or Kovacic in front of them. Give David Luiz an extra person to give the ball to. Speaking of David Luiz, he was an absolute disgrace in that game.
Oh, he was a complete joke.
He was pulling out challenges. He got out of the way of the ball for the Harry Kane's goal.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, he pulled his arse out of it he every now and again he has one of those games.
Yeah. Sometimes I happen to be in a World Cup semi-final as well, too, so.
True. But the key there was Thiago Silva wasn't playing. And Thiago Silva is like he's minder.
Yeah. I'll tell you who I'm happy we don't have to watch at the weekend, and that's Neymar. I watched the Liverpool PSG match, and, we've talked about Neymar before. What a fraud. I just cannot stand watching him play. Sure, he's a great player, got the winning goal, but what an absolute joke. He's every bad stereotype that Yanks have about soccer. Yeah. Is what he is, so.
He's just so annoying.
Yeah.
Someone should just go out and give him a right kick someday.
Yeah. Like Roy Keane or something. Like.
Yeah. But he is some player, though, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a fantastic player.
Oh, man. See the way he glides with the ball. His goal-scoring record is outrageous as well.
Yeah.
60 goals in 96 caps or something for Brazil. And he has 29 goals in 31 games for PSG. And he's the highest scoring Brazilian player in Champions League now. Passed out Kaká.
Did he now?
Last night.
I missed that.
Yeah. So, in fairness, his goal scoring record is outrageous.
Yeah, it's absolutely fantastic, yeah.
But he's some player if he just stay on his fucking feet and stop bitching.
Right, if he had just a little bit of toughness to him, wouldn't mind him so much. But he's getting slaughtered in the media as well for his antics. And
maybe he likes it.
Yeah, sure. Likes the attention or likes winding people up. I've known plenty of folks like that, yeah. So I could see you doing a bit of that on the hurling pitch,
Well, see, the key is now when you're winding up, lads, is to get on top of him first and then start winding. Can't go mouthing straight at him.
Right. You have to establish that physical dominance first.
Yeah,
like.
yeah, and then you got him. And then they go into a ball in the corner and you're fine then.
I'm thrilled about Newcastle.
Yeah.
3 wins on the trot. Fantastic. Beat Burnley. See Joe Hart in the Regista role there at the last 5-6 minutes of that match with Burnley.
He's going to spend the rest of the season trying to tell Pep Guardiola he can play with his feet.
It didn't look too bad now.
No, he's lumping balls.
Yeah. Dubravka, for the first time, I think, since Newcastle signed him, at fault for a goal. Sure, he had 3 other great saves. Whatever, it happens. But that was the first one I can remember seeing.
Yeah, he was a bit off his line.
Yeah.
But he's a fantastic.
Great player, yeah.
Kieran Clark,
great winner. Nice goal.
Yeah.
Sure, you play 3 at the back. He's not going to suck too much, I suppose.
Was he on the left side?
He was on the left, yeah. Canedo in front of him there. So.
Yeah. Kennedy was good.
Yeah, he was. And sure, Chelsea brought him up as a wing back, and Newcastle play him more forward. And so he was fine in that role, no problems at all. And
Rafa has figured it out again.
Yeah, he got the tactics spot on. They were very compact, and yeah, good win. West Ham at the weekend, could be 4 on the trot, and that's how Newcastle did it last year. Was with 2 runs of form, and that's how they ended up staying up. So
Rafa always figured it out.
Yeah, great manager.
Yeah, brilliant.
See how he stay. See if he'll stay.
Yeah, you have the Moana derby.
Yeah, you got Southampton and going to United.
Yeah. 2 biggest bitches in the Premiership at the moment.
I sent you the other day that article about Mark Hughes whinging.
Yeah.
Like, it's got the full recap. I couldn't even get through it. Like, it was way too much. It's too heavy of a read.
He has to be sacked.
Surely.
He actually doesn't have bad players.
No.
Like,
and he didn't at Stoke either.
Yeah. Højbjerg has played for Bayern Munich. Lamina, Juventus. Cedric Suarez plays for Portugal. Danny Ings, not a bad striker.
No, I like Danny Ings.
Wesley Hood plays for Holland. McCarthy in goals, has in England.
He's got 1 cap, yeah?
Yeah. The left back, Bertrand, not a bad player either. So he's definitely not getting the best out of him.
Definitely. And he's not going to get anything from Old Trafford, I don't think, either. Yeah. So I think that could be a pretty ugly one to watch.
Could be. Fellaini could come out with the winner there.
Fellaini with the winner in the Champions League. There's a bit of controversy about that goal. But yet again, Fellaini, the secret weapon, comes on, does exactly what the manager asks him, gets the winning goal. Maybe not for 90 minutes, but for 20 minutes, what a weapon.
Yeah. I just thought when he shaved his head, I didn't think he'd have the same effect on people. But obviously he has. Yeah, he still has that dominance.
I realized watching the highlights there, I was like, I had no idea what he looked like.
Yeah.
So
taking a foot off himself like there.
Yeah. That's got to be intimidating.
Yeah. Mourinho made it all about him again.
Of course.
Throwing the water bottles.
He didn't get any sanction or anything like that from the FA, so...
People in the media keep saying that he wants to make the headlines and make it all about him. And they keep writing what he wants.
Yeah.
So what people should do is stop fucking talking about him.
Yeah, I think he's brilliant at the mind games. I think he knows exactly what he's doing.
He does, of course.
Yeah.
They all do.
Yeah, that's very true, yeah. And you see Ancelotti was saying, he's like, I think our visit to tougher than our trip to Anfield.
Yeah.
It's like, that might be a little dangerous to be saying that. But then I also saw a thing the other day where some of the former guys at Chelsea were saying he's the only manager that ever came up to us and pulled the veterans aside that said, how are we doing with our training regimen? Is the training balanced? How are the players feeling about this? Very interesting manager, Ancelotti.
Very good manager.
Yeah.
Like, you don't win European Cups by being a bad manager.
He's done it pretty much everywhere he's gone to.
And he's cute as a fox as well.
Yeah.
Players love him.
Speaking of cute as a fox, Joe Schmidt.
Yeah.
He's gone after the World Cup. Fair enough.
Yeah, he's actually retired from coaching. He's not going to coach anymore. I think his son is sick. He's got bad epilepsy. So I think that's why he's pulling the plug on that. But maybe like after a while he might go back in with New Zealand.
Sure.
As far backs coach and then eventually get the lead job. He's not going to stay out of rugby forever.
There's no way he can. Yeah, he loves it way too much. It's like Rafa leaving.
Yeah.
He's just too much of a nerd about it.
It's his life.
Yeah.
He does nothing but go to rugby functions, go to club games, go to Munster, Leinster games, Connacht. He just loves rugby.
I remember reading before Rafa got the Newcastle, or when Rafa got the Newcastle job, his wife was saying, I just want him out of the house. He's dying without managing. And Joe Schmidt kind of seems the same way.
Yeah.
He lives and breathes it, and it's his life.
Yeah, so. His wife loves him. She let him go.
So Andy Farrell is coming in. I don't know a whole lot about him, but he coached the defense to it. They held New Zealand without a try, so he knows what he's doing. He's familiar with the players in the setup. Was a great player. Yeah. So,
they've only been held tryless 6 times in 200 and something games, and Andy Farrell has been responsible for training. So, but being a defence coach and a head coach are 2 different things. So, look, he's got a good pedigree. Loves defence. Just loves defence. The players say he just loves players to smash people. So, come out with the line and absolutely smashed them. Raised a good son. It's a good sign.
It's not happening until next year either, so plenty of time to...
Like, if Ireland win the World Cup, I can just pull the Irish team, pull the plug on the rugby.
Right.
It'll never get better.
Yeah. Wouldn't that be something?
Yeah.
That's got to be a hell of a 2019 for rugby.
Yeah, in Japan.
Johnny Sexton got World Player of the Year while we were away.
Yeah.
Here for the last week and a half. Deserved?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. The Autumn Internationals kind of seal that one for him. Maybe not as gifted as Bowden Barrett, but
you put him in your combined 15 ahead of him.
Yeah, because if you want someone to manage a game for you, Johnny's your man. He's like Joe Schmidt on the pitch. He's a hardy boy as well. That's the difference between him and O'Gara. He's a way better defender than O'Gara.
O'Gara, I saw, was in the news today. He's thinking about going home, joining the Ireland setup.
Yeah, I think he will. Yeah. I think he will. Definitely. I think he's been groomed for that because his contract in New Zealand finishes up after the World Cup, so kind of makes a bit of sense.
Would have been eligible for the USA, Rowan O'Gara.
He was.
Born in San Diego.
He was, yeah. He was. He should have went to the NFL as a kicker.
No, that would be something, huh? Yeah. I'm surprised there hasn't been one yet, an Irish NFL
bound to be.
There has to be at some point, yeah.
It's not that fucking hard.
No, it isn't, and you see these fucking fellas missing left and right, so...
Yeah.
Was the Bears kicker putting 4 off the posts? Was that before or after our last show?
That was before.
Yeah,
that was before.
But some scandalous kicking in the NFL.
I can't understand why you need a kicker and then you need a punter. Can the same man not do the job, no?
Well, you'd think, right? A bit soft, aren't they? No.
My God, she's not meant to be doing.
NFL, my favorite thing that happened while we were away was the Browns and Bengals. Bengals brought in Hugh Jackson, the special assistant, thinking, we know shit about the Browns here. They go out and score on their first 4 possessions, the Browns do. And later in the game, Browns get the interception, runs out of bounds, hands it directly to Hugh Jackson. Then after the game, Baker Mayfield refuses the hug from Hugh Jackson as well. Just great scenes of just childish behavior, and I absolutely loved it.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
Baker's not going to blow any smoke up anyone's hole.
No.
Yeah, he's a bit of a character, isn't he? And Hugh Jackson's a bit of a fucking fraud, isn't he?
He definitely is. And my upset pick for the week, though, Browns, 6.5-point underdogs at Texans. Texans have won 8 games in a row, but against some soft opponents.
Yeah.
And the over-under right now is sitting at 47 points. I like the over, and I like the Browns to cover, and I like them to win outright. I'm hopping all over that Browns bandwagon now.
Yeah, they're good.
They're fine. They're a competent NFL side at this point. So
it'd be the best head coach job to get.
Yeah.
Because you have a lot of...
They have some great young talent there.
I like the corner, Denzel Ward, and the running back, Nick Chubb.
Nick Chubb's a good player.
Baker Mayfield, 6 games under Hugh Jackson. He had 8 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, and a 1-4 record as a starter. In 3 games without Hugh Jackson, 9 touchdowns, 1 interception, 2-1.
That's ridiculous.
There's Hugh Jackson.
Yeah, that's what you get with Hugh Jackson, right?
In a nutshell.
Did I tell you my father discovered the podcast?
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Oh, so did my mother, actually. What's your dad?
Well, he doesn't know who Harry Arthur is, but he's amused by our hatred of him. So I think he's kind of working his way through some of the earlier episodes there. That seems to amuse him every time. So
my mother said, I heard you on the radio.
Oh, Jesus.
And I was like, Jesus, am I just going to try and explain this now to her, or will I just leave it off there? I just said, yeah, I am, yeah. I just left it at that. Dahi was given out to as well, actually. Yeah, he said we never mentioned him in our radio show.
So Dahi's listening as well.
He is, yeah.
Well, where's he playing this week? I actually don't know. I know Daniel's on in Darcy's Donkey tomorrow, 8 to 11.
Saturday. I think Saturday's his day in BD's.
I have a very ignorant American party to go to on Saturday.
Really?
10 a.m. party bus.
Ooh.
It's a hot pink party bus. It's like a strip club inside. It's got 2 stripper poles. And we're going for this bird's birthday out to a petting zoo.
A petting zoo?
Yeah, they got buffaloes and zebras and camels and shit like that.
You can use your doses that you got in dance.
Yeah, right. Head out there, dose all the animals. Yeah. Sure, they'd love that at the petting zoo, yeah.
Put out a few syringes.
Yeah, boys, if you're thinking about a J1 year, you're going to do a lot worse than Austin, Texas. It's a pretty ridiculous place to be living.
It is, isn't it? It's a bit of a fraud of a place, isn't it?
It really is. Just
nothing.
It's a lot of drink. A fair number of women out there. What we're going for anyway. Well, some of us. All right, so NFL preview for the week. So right now, it's actually the Cowboys leading Saints 10-0 still. That's heading to halftime right now.
Oh, man.
That'd be some upset. That NFC East, very average.
Yeah, between them and Philadelphia. There's a lot of nothing there.
Didn't like that game very much at all.
Yeah.
Bit of a waste of time.
Philly are just riddled with injuries, but they're not. Carson Wentz is not showing much either.
No, he isn't. And I wonder if he came back too soon as well, too.
Of course he did, yeah.
Right.
Should have left Nick Foles in there for another one.
Yeah. Then the rest of the schedule for the week. Bears-Giants. The Bears in that.
Bears, yeah.
Yeah.
But your man Hintz, he's very underrated, I think.
He's very good.
Khalil Mack is taking all the heat off him there, but he's
getting all the headlines there.
Just as good.
Yeah. Well, what I was happy with was, so Mitch Trubisky's hurt, so they got Chase Daniel playing, and sure he's played once in 8 years kind of thing, so got called back into the panel.
Yeah.
Played decent enough on Thanksgiving, and
going well in training.
Yeah. So Giants, they're pretty shit anyway. They're old and worn out.
That shows the offensive coordinator is doing a good job too, doesn't it?
That does, exactly. Yeah, that they can throw someone in there with that little experience and have that kind of success. So
the best defense in football.
That's true. If anybody's going to knock off one of the better teams in the playoffs, I think it might be the Bears.
Yeah.
Well, defense wins championships.
It does.
Fuck defense, but
yeah. From here on in now, I think it'll be getting more and more prevalent.
Yeah. Cardinals go to the Packers. Who cares? That's going to be garbage. Packers, yeah.
Aaron Rodgers not covered himself in glory.
No, I think, well, they've asked him to do so much there. That team's shit.
That is a shit team.
like,
there's only so much he can do, I suppose. He's just trying to not get hurt now, I think.
Right. Yeah, I watched that game with the Vikings the other day as well and fell short.
McCarthy's going to be gone.
I should be, yeah. And he's never gotten along with Rodgers either. I'm surprised it's lasted that long.
How would Rodgers get on?
Right. You got this spoofer.
Yeah.
It's like getting along with Mark Hughes.
Yeah,
when you know your manager's putting you in unideal situations. So another guy we were read about, Andrew Luck and the Colts. Their resurgence continues. I think he had another 3 touchdowns last weekend, and they'll go to the Jags. Jags are just yeah.
They've lost all discipline.
But you see Jalen Ramsey again for a second week in a row. He's running his mouth at halftime this time. What a clown!
Yeah, you see, get on top first, and then you can run your mouth.
Right.
Yeah, but he's running his mouth and then getting cleaned out of it.
Right.
He's a fucking asshole.
Yeah, he is. He just seems like a complete prick.
Yeah, he is. He's a good player, but he was good last year. He's not been good this year.
No.
Leonard Fournette then is going boxing.
Yeah. Oh, that fight in the end zone. And he wasn't even on the pitch for the play.
Yeah. He ran across the whole. I wouldn't like him running at me now.
No, he's a big old unit.
He's a good player.
Yeah.
He's a good player.
And those running backs are usually pretty low to the ground as well, too.
Yeah, solid as well. They're used to taking about 10 hits in 5 meters. Blake Bartle's got the sack.
He did.
What are you going to do with him?
So did the offensive coordinator. Yeah. And he said that he thought they were calling him into the office to discuss a change of quarterback. He wasn't expecting to get fired when they did.
He got fired and they changed the quarterback.
Yeah, exactly.
In fairness, Blake Bartle's is awful.
Oh, what a fraud.
Sometimes he goes out and forgets how to throw the ball.
Yeah. I wonder if he's a bit thick.
I'd say he's stupid. What college did he go to?
Well, where did he go? He went to like Arkansas or something, which is not exactly Harvard now.
Or is he doing a trade or something?
Oh, Central Florida, excuse me.
Oh, come on. He was just close by.
Right, exactly.
He didn't have far to travel for the trials.
No. I wonder if that had something to do with it too, because Jacksonville, a cheap enough organization where they would do something like that. No.
I thought they'd be better, like Tom Coughlin.
You ever been to Jacksonville?
No.
So it's like Houston, only about a fifth of the size.
What is it?
It's like humid and no character and no zoning, just flat sprawl. Terrible place.
Owned by the same lad that owns Fulham.
Right. Khan.
Yeah. They look to be doing a good job last year.
Yeah. Not so much this year.
16 million on the bench now next year.
Yeah.
Because who's going to take him?
Right.
No one in the right mind.
Wherever Hugh Jackson ends up.
Yeah.
It might be the Bengals. What a fraud that man is. Yeah.
Paid by the Bengals and paid by the Cleveland. Doing 2 shit jobs.
Living the American dream right there, Hugh Jackson. Did you see Baker Mayfield? He alleged that the reason why he didn't give Hugh Jackson the hug after the match was because he left for a division rival. Baker, he got fired. You can't begrudge the man taking another job. Come on, cop on, Baker.
He doesn't really know what's going on anyway, so
no,
he's just taking other people's money.
He's just there to stand there.
He's an assistant.
Yeah, and his job is not a real role.
No, it's
it's a completely made up job. So. See what else we got this weekend in the NFL. Browns Texans, talked about that.
I like Deshaun Watson.
Yeah.
Dual threat, quick, good arm in him too. Hits his targets more often than not. Maybe a little bit too brave.
Could be exposing himself to a bit of danger there.
Yeah.
But you could say the same as well about Lamar Jackson.
Yeah. He's got a better arm, I think, than Jackson.
Yeah.
But that's the way quarterbacks are going now, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
But there's two of them are so quick.
Oh, absolutely. I loved Lamar Jackson's highlights from last week. His touchdown run was fantastic.
If he had more targets outside him, all he has is really Hopkins
and
Thomas Miller, is it?
Yeah, and Thomas only picked up partway through the year as well. So
he's a big unit, isn't he? Slow.
He's a big boy, yeah. He went to college at Georgia Tech. At my college, Iowa, played them in a bowl game one year. Georgia Tech runs offense from the 50s. They run an all option. And they threw the ball like 10 times a game only to Demaryius Thomas. And he was such a unit that he caught all 10 passes they would throw to him. And he'd get like 150 yards per game. Yeah. Just all on his own is the only option. He's just a beast of a man.
Hopkins has played 99% of snaps.
He's some player. He's been good ever since he came into the league.
He's the best receiver.
Yeah.
In the league. Probably doesn't get the plaudits that Brown gets or Odell Beckham Jr.
Odell's a bit overrated. But then again, the Giants suck. And Eli Manning, his arm turned into a noodle.
Yeah. So. Who would you prefer? Eli Manning or Blake Bortles?
Eli Manning, because at least he's won something.
Yeah. And he has similar brain. He's just...
Even though he's older, he's 10 years older, as well. Cowboys kicked a field goal at 13-0 at halftime over Saints. Wouldn't have seen that coming. I would have said 40-0.
When was the last time Saints were held scoreless in a...
Right, because they're such an explosive offense. Let alone by the Cowboys, who are such an average team. Like 8-8 might win that division.
Yeah. They are very average, aren't they?
Yeah.
And Mary Cooper's doing business now.
Absolutely, he is.
Like a good trade.
Yeah, they were throwing to him every time.
Yeah, good old John Gruden.
On Thanksgiving, yeah.
Went away there.
Raiders are shit, and they're going to get blown the hell out by the Chiefs this weekend.
Oh,
that's going to be... That's generous. That's a lot of points, man. It's fucking 9 touchdowns, just about.
They can do it. If they go at them, they'll do it. But it'll probably be 40.
We'll see when they take the foot off the gas kind of thing. Yeah, how long they keep the pressure on.
They'll probably get 35 by the third quarter, and then they'll take everyone out. I suppose it's time now to be resting guys too, isn't it?
Well, maybe not too close. That's like last 2 weeks, really. Yeah. So Rams are going to the Lions. That should be another bloodbath. Vikings go to the Patriots. Vikings are all right. They're in decent form. They're not going away. Like, Bears beat them, but they got that big win last week. And I saw the Patriots have beaten 3 out of the 4. They've beaten the other 3 division leaders in the AFC this year. Yeah. They're doing it against the good teams.
Yeah, I suppose they're raising their game. They're just getting by them with the likes of the Jets and stuff.
Yeah.
They'll be thereabouts.
49ers go to the Seahawks. Seahawks should win that, and how good. I was wrong about Russell Wilson. You know what? Because he was great last weekend.
He's coming into the MVP conversation, isn't he?
If he gets them into the playoffs, he'll definitely be in that conversation. He is willing that team forward.
And Pete Carroll is going to be almost coach of the year.
Yeah.
Who would have thought that after the first few games?
Right. Everyone was saying it's going to be his last year there. He's going to get the sack. Unbelievable.
Yeah. If you want to drive in the last minute, Wilson is your man at the moment, isn't he?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Him and Luck are going to...
Because he's such a good playmaker as well.
Yeah. He's brilliant. He's great to watch, though. He's so elusive.
Yeah. Little guy as well, only 6 foot. That's very small for a quarterback. Him and Drew Brees are 2 of the shorter ones in the league. Yeah. Chargers go to the Steelers. Yeah. Could be some timber in that. From the Steelers, because they're getting a little...
Steelers fucked up last week.
Yeah, they did. And they almost did the week before as well.
Yeah, Big Ben made a buzz there last week.
Yeah. That pass was terrible. 2 men would have intercepted that ball. And he pulled it out from Connor. Don't know who he was throwing it to. I think he was supposed to hand it off.
Yeah, he must have. He just panicked.
And then he's gone into the press afterwards saying, I've earned the right to throw my teammates under the bus. What a prick.
Big Ben. I was starting to like Big Ben, but can't be saying stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, I've always enjoyed him for his prickishness, so. Not the raping now, though.
No. I think he's off the raping now.
Yeah, he seems to have given up the raping.
Yeah,
so. Philip Rivers must be Irish. He's got 7 kids.
7 kids?
7 kids, yeah. He's younger than us.
Has he any television?
Who knows? He's certainly got a lot of fucking...
juice?
Yeah. Some amount of painting.
He must be very Catholic.
Has to be. Redskins, Eagles, Monday night. Two more average teams. And Philadelphia.
Yeah, I suppose.
Colt McCoy was a bit shit against the Cowboys on Thanksgiving, too.
What's the guy the Redskins signed?
Mark Sanchez.
No,
Rick Foster.
Yeah, it's true.
Today, yeah.
I always get them from
so sure, yeah. He got done the second time this year for baiting his old doll. Yeah. Got released, and 2 days later signed with the Redskins.
That's outrageous.
Yeah.
Like he's doing fuck all baiting on the pitch. He's just baiting women off. That's the most cowardly thing possible. Beating a woman.
Right.
It's awful. Like,
That's terrible.
yeah, he should be banned. Like,
I'm surprised, like, because, this seems to happen, a couple times a year. I'm surprised none of these NFL players, they haven't killed someone yet.
yeah,
So,
yeah, it's absolutely awful. And people get the same amount of a suspension for smoking a puff of weed.
yeah, and don't be kneeling during the national anthem.
Yeah,
Like,
no.
that's the meme that's been going around this week. If Colin Kaepernick had beat up a woman, he'd be back in the NFL.
Yeah.
But say he took that knee during the anthem.
They're trying to get Colin Kaepernick in the Pro Bowl. Don't know where you can vote for that online.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, so people are voting for Colin Kaepernick.
Come on, lads.
Be some crack with it.
It would be a bit gas. That's such an American thing to do.
Yeah.
As well.
I might vote myself. So
Yeah, I might now,
just
as
see
well.
what happens.
It's happened before, like in the NHL. They've gotten some scrubs into the All-Star game before the same way.
Yeah.
So there's precedent for those kind of antics for sure.
Yeah.
I'll finish off bit GA, just a touch on it. So we had the Munster semifinal, and Milltown boys came up 9 points short against Dr. Crokes, and they fell behind 9 points from the start and never were able to recover. But Crokes didn't really pull away beyond that, and so
There's no shame in that, though.
No. From what I was reading, it sounded like the boys went out there and they
did as well as anyone in Munster, really.
So-
So, look, Crokes are the best team in Ireland.
that team's absolutely absurd. So
It's an inter-county team, really.
yeah, I like their kits as well.
You have 7 or 8 Kerry All-Ireland winners on the bench, like between minor and 21 and senior, which is some going. Tommy Walsh is back on the Kerry.
I saw that, today, 30 years old, and he's heading back in the Kerry
Yeah.
panel. He's not featured since the
his
16
prime.
league. Yeah.
He's in his pomp.
Yeah.
Don't you forget it.
Yeah. And so he's been back from Australia 3 or 4 years now.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
He'd be good with the new mark rule, wouldn't he?
Yeah. I saw that the rule changes are going to get discussed again before the league starts because I think that there's some doubts about it, and I'd be among them. Because I play both sports. I like Aussie rules as well, but I think it'll just hurt the flow of the game.
Yeah, I have to read up on it now. The new rules coming out there today.
A couple other guys returning for next year. Spicy will be happy about this. He got Mark Hughes gone, and then the Disha, they got Michael Brick Walsh. He's coming back for another year, and Shane Bennett, who sat out last year.
He was away in Boston there last year. So
Was he? All right, that makes sense.
He was kind of a tip. Yeah, he'd be some addition. I suppose Conor Gleeson is probably back in there as well.
Yeah, they had such a down year last year. They seemed like they were building towards something, maybe even in All-Ireland. And
yeah, new management in there now and everything. So
yeah.
Look, Munster's going to be strong.
Yeah.
It's going to be dog eat dog now next year.
New management in Leash as well.
Yeah.
Seeing Brennan's in there.
Eddie Brennan.
Yep. Garda.
Yeah, still playing.
Yeah, he's still playing with his club, 40 years old.
Yeah.
They're saying he's lost a step or two, but he's still one of the quicker players out there.
Yeah, he gained a step or two upstairs though.
I'll be missing Seamus Plunkett.
Oh, Cheddar.
Oh, I love him. First time I saw him, like, on the Sunday game, it's like, this is my kind of person right here. His little beanie on, his mustache.
The cheese.
Yeah.
I love Cheddar.
Oh, big fan.
Yeah.
All right, anything else?
5-5 Villa.
Oh, yeah, in the championship, yeah. 2 European champions. 5-5 Forest and Villa. Tammy Abraham scored 4 goals. They didn't even win the game.
Yeah.
What's he doing in the championship, too? Like, he was all right enough with Swansea, but I suppose he only scored 5 goals in the league.
Yeah, I think he's a notch below, let's say, top 6. I think he's a mid-table striker. I think he's built up a bit because he's English. But, he will get your goals at that level, like.
Newcastle have been after him more than once.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see. Well, in fairness, he's better than Hosselu.
Right. Hosselu hit a post this past weekend, and Matt Ritchie missed a sitter from the front. That should have been 4-1 to Newcastle. So,
my God, that was awful.
Oh, terrible miss. So they're both bad misses. But Ritchie's one of the worst misses of the season, I would say. I'm no fan of Matt Ritchie's, actually. So
No, he's a very angry looking man.
Yeah. Like Gordon Ramsay a little bit. Like, I liked him for the championship season, but I thought Newcastle should have sold him back down when they came up. Like, he's kind of got that Tom Ince, only older kind of thing. And he's just not that quick. And he had an okay year last year, but, Bournemouth got rid of him for a reason. And
yeah. 5 Irish players togged out for Villa last night.
Wow.
Hourahan, you have Glenn Whelan on the bench. You've Jake Billy, Doyle Hayes on the bench. Scott Hogan.
Where in Roscommon is he from?
On the bench. You've Callum O'Hare, who I only presume is Irish. I presume he's Irish. He has to be Irish.
Yeah.
There's some bit of Irish in there. Yeah, so there was 5 togged out for Villa last night. Notts Forest only had 8 shots. They scored 5 goals.
Scored 5, yeah. It's ridiculous. No defending. The goalkeeper was atrocious. Some of those goals were very bad, too. So, yeah, Joe Lally was good for Forest. He's a good player, I read him.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Oh, Michael Obafemi got his full debut for Southampton.
Yeah,
played the full 90 minutes and missed a sitter, but otherwise was good. So, I'll put him away. He's young.
Some pace.
Yeah.
So him and Troy Parrott now, it's the dream team.
Well, do you figure that Obafemi is going to be staying with the senior panel during the international breaks, or do you think he'll play some with the under-21s now as well?
I think he'll play with the senior squad. Anyone who's playing in the Premiership deserves to be playing.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, you can't be playing Ireland under-21s when you're playing the Premiership. So
yeah, it all depends now on what the setup is going to be like there. Like they're going to have everyone playing the same type of football now. They have a new high performance director there. New Doctor is his name. He's a Dutch guy.
It's a hell of a name.
Yeah, he was with Qatar and the Dutch under-16s and stuff as well. So he's the high performance director there. Maybe he could sort out a few lads going to Holland for us.
That'd be great, England. As you were saying.
Yeah, he started out his career with Groningen, so that's where Virgil van Dijk came from.
Right.
So maybe he could sort out a few players going over there and getting a bit of experience in Holland.
I thought Ajax looked pretty good in the midweek.
Yeah, they're back.
Tadic is a good player for them.
Yeah, he scored more goals for Ajax already than he did for Southampton.
Ridiculous. And then I was seeing PSV, Luke de Jong got another goal. Fucking fraud. Yeah. But he keeps doing it. Pissing me right off.
Yeah.
Fucking Luke de Jong.
Speaking of ex-Newcastle, Damien Duff or Robbie Keane, as I asked you today.
Oh, Jesus.
Give me your spiel about Damien Duff.
So fuck Damien Duff, first of all.
Oh my goodness, this is going to get an awful...
All right, so Damien Duff. I should mention, too, earlier this week when Mick got named manager, I watched I think it was the day Robbie Keane retired, watched the Germany 2002 World Cup. Yeah. Look at these scenes. What a goal.
Yeah. Mick McCarthy's direction.
So, in 2002, Damien Duff was a good player. He was a very good player. By the time he made this Newcastle, he said when he signed for Newcastle, he said, yes, I cried when Chelsea told me they were selling me. So he didn't want to be there in the first place. He was hurt most of the time, but every time he got hurt, he would go back to London. He's a palm at heart, Damien Duff. Don't let this Ballyboden native bullshit. Oh, yeah. This man loves London. So he spent most of his time in fucking London. Well, he actually played for Newcastle. He was okay. He lost a step or two by the time he was there because he was already, towards the, not the tail end of his career, but, he wasn't the speedy winger that he was 2 or 3 years before.
He was more of a functional winger.
Right. And so, he was there till 2009. And on the last day of the season, 08-09, Newcastle got relegated at Villa Park. Duff put in the only goal of the match that relegated Newcastle. It wasn't his fault. It was a bit of a deflection, but it was an own goal off Duff. And, he didn't really seem too bothered by it at all. He didn't give any sort of commentary or anything about it. Alan Shearer's are crying after the match. Duff didn't give 2 shits about it. And it wasn't his fault, but he did score the goal that relegated Newcastle, even though he was playing for him. So so he says, goes in the press over the summer and says, yeah, this team is filled with mercenaries. There's so many lads that didn't care when we got relegated. I'm going to stay and help see the team back up. And some other players did that, like Jonas Gutierrez was still in the Argentina side. Jose Enrique stayed. So they kept a good team and they went up. They had like 95 points or something, went right back up. Duff scores the equalizer on the opening day of the championship season and is sold to Fulham the next day. Never looks back. Never wanted to be at Newcastle. Feeling was mutual.
He did play in the Europa League final, actually.
He did after that, yeah. A year later, yeah. Fulham lured him with European football. How about that now?
Yeah, and Roy Hodgson football.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I watched the highlights the other day of when AC Milan went to Portsmouth in the Europa League and drew 2-2. And it was like Portsmouth went up 2-0, like Kanu got a goal, and maybe it was Peter Crouch, and then Ronaldinho put one in. It's just a hilarious match.
Yeah. They had a good team back in the day, didn't they?
Yeah, and they're 5 points clear at the top of League One as well.
Yeah.
They're going up to the second tier.
Team on the way back.
Sure, that team was a complete fraud, though, with fake money.
Yeah.
Isn't
it?
Yeah.
So
I've got no time for Damien Duff.
So Robbie Keane for you?
Absolutely.
Yeah. But in his pomp, Duff was one of the best wingers in the world.
Duff was near world class in 2002.
At his pomp, he was the best Irish player ever. He was the most exciting player ever.
Think so.
Yeah. Skill-wise, excitement, flair. Yeah, I think in that Chelsea team, if he'd continued that for a few seasons, he'd have been the best Irish player ever.
Yeah, he was a 17 million pound player from Blackburn. In 1998, he was 17 million pounds. So
he always got linked with Liverpool when he was at Blackburn. I was just waiting for the day he was going to Liverpool, but it never happened.
Yeah.
And then we got Robbie Keane a few years too late or whatever. The only reason Robbie Keane signed for Liverpool was because Rick Perry at the time was chief executive, and they had a deal done for David Villa and a deal done for Robbie Keane, and Rafa wanted David Villa.
Sure.
Rick Perry wanted Robbie Keane, so they signed Robbie Keane.
And it never really worked out for him there at Liverpool.
No, so he was playing on the wing. He was playing back up to Torres. Rafa never wanted him there as a
right
to show him.
And Rafa can be a bit pouty.
He can. Like Robbie Keane scored a few goals for Liverpool.
Yeah.
And would have worked out only for Rafa was a bit thick about it.
Yeah. Only time I saw Robbie Keane in person, he was playing with Steven Gerrard in an LA Galaxy side. We were over in Houston there. We went to go play like exhibition GAA after a Major League Soccer match. And I think Robbie Keane was saying he was going to come down for the photos, but then they lost 4-0. And
oh, did they?
Yeah, there's enough of that. So
he did well over here.
He did very well.
He's a bit like Rooney is, and he just loves playing soccer. He
Yeah.
loves it. He scored a lot of goals here, won a few cups.
Seems like a good lad to go on the beer with, too.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, he does, yeah. Nice wife, too.
Oh, very nice, yeah. Definitely living up to the stereotype there. No problem with that, though.
Yeah, he's no oil painted like himself.
So, welcome back. Be sure to follow us on the socials. We're Instagram and Twitter at Pikey Podcast. I think we'll go back to regular schedule. Tuesday and Friday mornings Irish time is where you can listen to us on SoundCloud and YouTube. Good little break there. I think we got our steam back a little bit.
Yeah, refreshed.
Yeah.
We'll go again now.
Yeah. All right. We'll catch you next time.
Good luck.